think we're in business. Make sure I got both of y'all on there. Yep, I got us all. Okay. So this is what we're gonna go over today.
Okay.
And this is last time we met, so I'm just gonna kind of go over some of the things we talked about and kind of do a little refresher on some of those things. So remember we talked about doing like the homework, like 30-second burst of just, you know, if you're on the phone and then they're like, oh,
right,
trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll talk about that a little bit. Okay, let me bring my book over. Because we're not gonna get stuck in the storm.
Oh yeah, you guys do it. I'm still here for a while, so I know y'all trying to get home. Yeah.
It's like my daughter's probably, Michaela's probably like freaking out. 'Cause she's already, after that last hailstorm, she was
Yeah.
like, I wanna move out of Texas.
That was terrifying.
Cause it was scary,
Mhm.
it really was. Okay, so thank you guys for doing this again, I really, really appreciate it. Okay, so this is session 2, would be session 2
Okay.
of the child-parent relationship class. And so what I wanna do is, cause last time we talked about reflecting feelings, so we had the worksheet that talk about feeling responses, remember we kinda went over it, and I gave you a copy so that you can kinda, I gave you guys a copy, a blank copy, so you can kinda practice doing some of that, okay. Alright, so let's kind of practice. So have you had any experiences, like were you able to use any of those, like since last time we met?
I feel like, yeah, I mean, when she has a tantrum, I can really just, instead of getting upset about it, just sit there with her and focus and say, I understand you're unhappy about whatever, you know.
Okay.
And it seems to help. I mean, if I get really upset that she's upset, that does not help, so, yeah.
Okay, and I think sometimes like they just want to, whatever they're feeling to be acknowledged, you know, like even with my kids, for example, Michaela, she was telling me something happened at school, something really little, but my child is a drama queen, so something really small happened and she's like, oh mommy, this happened, and normally I would be me and be like, really? You're mad about that.
Right.
So actually I started using it, since I've been taking this class, it's really been helping me, like as a parent, because then I'm like, okay, so it sounds like you were really upset that this person said this, that, or the other. And she's like, yeah. And then she kept talking. Then cause she said something else, I just reflected whatever she said, whatever. So it looks like you were sad about that. So that made you sad. So, yeah. And then she was like, oh, okay. And then she was fine. Like she just kind of like processed. You know, sometimes I just need to process. And I think sometimes when kids come to us like with stuff, we think kind of like how when adults come to us, they expect us to fix something.
Right.
So I think that's what gets you frustrated, because you're like, okay, I can't fix this. Like you're telling me this because, you know, but really not looking for a solution or for you to fix it. They just want to tell you, you know, what's going on. Okay. And then 30-second burst of attention. I just kind of review that. So if you're doing something or you on the phone or anything, and then you're just like, you know, mommy, or trying to get your attention. So just pause whatever you're doing and tell the person 30 seconds and just give them your full attention. Okay. And then we talked about bring up your favorite. So normally you would bring your favorite picture of your child and just kind of focus, or even you can do this at home, because I know we probably didn't remember to bring it. Just kind of find, look at some of the things, your favorite picture, and focus on the features and the different things about your child or stepchild that you really admire, like some of your favorite features of them, just to kind of focus on that. Okay, so today is session 2, so this is where we're gonna really get into the details of like the play session, how to set up the play session. We're gonna review like some of the toys. There's a toy list at the end for you, so we're just gonna kind of go through that. Let's see, let me make sure I have mine right now. Oh, I left it over there. And then we'll watch a short little clip of like an actual play session. Okay. Okay. But just on the top of your head, what are, if you, like when you think about your daughter, what are some of the physical characteristics? What are some of the things about her that you really love about her?
She's a very happy child. She's very sweet. I'll tell her to do something and she'll do it, or sometimes she'll do it on her own, which is really cute. She loves Mickey. So she loves to dance now. She does this twerking thing. It's hilarious. It's like in the last week she starts doing. I'm like, okay. But
Do you ever, like throughout the week as you take care of her, notice maybe certain characteristics that you never noticed before? Like you ever take the time to just kind of like, oh, like I've never noticed this about her?
Do you mean like positive or negative or both?
No, just physical characteristics.
Oh, physical? Not really. I mean, I think she looks like her father, but
Okay.
yeah, I don't really think that way.
Think that, okay.
Yeah.
You?
Now for me, I think my examples might be better with my nephew
Yeah.
because I
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
to
yeah.
him on a daily basis
Okay.
and we FaceTime quite frequent, almost every day. And so for him, some things that I've noticed about him is that he's, as far as like physical attributes, I could see like he has like very long eyelashes. So, and then just like the way his eyes are like very big and bright. I could see different family members and, you know, from both my sister's side and her husband's side, and I can just notice those things about him. And I think some of the exciting things too has just to see his overall development, because he's now almost 2 and a half. Yeah. So it's just, I think it's a fun time to just really see him develop into his own person.
Yeah.
And it's important to take the time, because sometimes you just go there with you, you're interacting with them,
Right.
but you really need to take the time. Like when you just take the time and just kind of look at them, like you'll find like little things, like little, like I was looking at my daughter, like her eyebrows, like I just love her eyebrows. Oh, your eyebrows, like they're just like, she has really thick eyebrows, but they're not like all over the place. She has a lot, but they're like smooth and they're just like already shaped. So just noticing, some of those things about her. So, all right, so we're gonna move on to, let's see, I'm gonna give you guys this handout. Okay, so we're gonna look at the basic principles for a play session. Okay, so basically with the play session, and you guys can read over this, I'm not gonna read word for word, is you want to allow the child to lead. So in the playtime, it's like you're pretty much done for 30 minutes, and then they're leading everything. So, and you'll see like kind of like in the video clip, kind of like how she comes in, so you bring the child in and you let them know, okay, so we're gonna have special playtime. And it could be when your nephew come and visit, because it's just the way, and when we talked about before, the whole purpose of it is to bond, and to develop relationship and create like a bonding. And even if, let's say your nephew comes and visit, whenever he visits, you have that time with him, what that's doing is creating a bond between the two of you that's gonna last, because, he could grow up to be a teenager and be like, something's going on, he may not go to his mom and be like, I'm gonna go to my aunt. So it's like it's really starting to work on that relationship from the beginning.
Can I tell a little story about that, about relationship?
Yeah.
Again, because they're in Indiana and I'm here in Texas, so FaceTime has been like a very big component of relationship building with us. Even when he was a in his crib for the first time. I was FaceTiming him, so he knows,
He knows
who I am.
Yeah.
He knows my voice. Like,
Okay.
it's because of the FaceTime that he knows. So when he sees me in person, like, he knows it's TT.
Cool.
And so there's this thing when he wasn't quite 2 yet. I would say, Matthew, what time is it? It's time to party. And I was like, it's time to party. And he would just start looking and start dancing. My sister's like, oh my gosh, don't teach him that.
Oh no.
But that has become something
Your
that we
thing.
share.
That you do.
Exactly.
So whenever we're, talking, and I'm like, Matthew, what time is it? He's like, party. And then my mom was reading a book, Go Dog Go, and at the end, I guess it's a party at the end.
Yeah.
He was like, my mom said party. He said, TT party? And so he related that to me. So it's just little connectors, of the
Yeah.
relationship.
And it starts at an early age.
Yeah.
So with this, and that's really the purpose of this. And so like whenever you do having that playtime with them, it's like they follow. I mean, they lead and you follow. Okay. And you don't ask any questions or make any suggestions. So whatever they want to play, you just kind of go and you should just show interest. So whatever they're doing, like you're paying attention, your eye contact, and one of the rules, things to remember, is that parent toes should follow his or her nose. So basically, your body language should convey that you're interested. Because sometimes you could be playing with a child and you're like, yeah, I'm here.
Right.
I got you there. Oh, that's nice, baby.
Right.
Good job.
Exactly it.
Good job. So this time you gotta you're giving them your undivided attention. So that's another key thing here. So let's see. So first you want to determine how you want to, so that they can feel free to determine how they're going to use the time, okay? So you follow the child's lead, of course showing interest, okay? So not asking any questions, but only joining whenever he invites you to play. So if you bring him or you bring her in and she's just playing, she's just going along, you just let them play until they invite you to come and play. Then if they say, can you play with me? Or they say something, and then they may ask questions. So a lot of times they ask, well, what is this? So when that happens, you don't want to tell them this is a box. So you said it's whatever you want it to be. Because when you tell them what it is, so let's say he picked this up and he wanted that to be a truck. And then he said, what is this? And I said, oh, baby, it's a box of Kleenex. Right? So then now that changes his whole pattern of where he was going. So now, oh, it's a box of Kleenex, so he can even use it as a truck anymore. You see what I mean? So it's also allows them to use their creativity and just kind of lead the way. And then what you want to do is you make sure that you're giving your undivided attention. And you can see how they see the world and what their experiences are, through the way that they're playing, what they're feeling, what their thoughts are. All of this stuff is expressed in play. Okay. So you wanna. So the parent is then to communicate understanding of child. So then you wanna. After you've paid attention, you've allowed them to lead the way, then you want to communicate to them what you're seeing. So you want to describe things what they're doing. So that's what we call reflecting. Okay, so and then when you're reflecting, you don't want to describe any object either. You just want to say, oh, you wanted to, so they take this and they put it there. And you say, oh, you wanted to put this thing here, or you wanted to put that there. You wanted to put this thing on top of that thing. So that way I'm not telling them what this is. And it could be whatever. So to him it could be the truck on top of the bridge.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if I'm oh, it's an hourglass.
Right.
So you just want to, as they play, you want to reflect, what they're doing, and also what the child is feeling. So for example, if they're playing and then you see they get frustrated with something, then you would reflect that. It looks like you're frustrated because this thing is not working, or if they find something they're oh my, their favorite toy or something, and then just happy. So it's like, then you can say like, it looks like this. It's like this makes you feel happy. So you reflect their feeling, and then sometimes they'll respond. They'll say like nod and smile, and sometimes they won't. They'll just carry on and play. But that doesn't mean there's nothing negative about that.
Okay.
But when you're reflecting what they're doing, it reassures them that you're paying attention.
At what point would you tell them like that is a box of Kleenex? When does that kind of conversation, does it never come in play?
You just, it's like, because they're playing, I mean, when they're playing, it's an opportunity for them to use their creativity, their imagination. So if they say, what is this? It's whatever you want it to be. And then, and then you also, in the beginning, you say, during this time, you can play with whatever you want, or however you want, then they know that they're leading the way.
Gotcha.
And plus, you're not going to have things like this in there, because remember, we have a list of toys. They're like specific toys that we're going to use for them to play with. Okay, then we have to set limits. So with child-centered play therapy, like we're not like setting limits, it's only like if needed, okay? So limits are set like for safety, like to prevent them from breaking toys, to prevent them from hurting. So again, we want the child to feel comfortable to express himself however he or she wants to. So the only time we're gonna set limits, so for example, if a child comes in and they take this and they're breaking it and it's wood, then it's gonna stick, it's gonna hurt. So you're gonna set, then when that come about, then you're gonna say, okay, this is not for breaking, okay? Then you say you can choose to play with this thing, or you can choose to not to break it and play with it, or you can choose not to play with it. So basically, you're not saying, oh, I'm punishing you. Right. But to say you have a choice. Like, this is not for breaking, because if you break it, it can hurt. So you still in control. I'm not taking control over. So you have a choice. You can choose to play with it and not break it, or you choosing not to play with it.
Okay.
So you give them options. So that's basically how you set limits. And then, let's see, so toys, so let's look at the toy, let's look at the list of toys. Okay. Alright, so there's different categories of toys, so I'm not gonna go and read everything. So then we have real life toys. So the toys are selected are selected to allow children to be able to express certain feelings, to play out certain emotions, okay? So in this situation, it's not something you can just go and get whatever toy and just play. And then again, the toys do not have to be expensive, okay? So we have like real life toys, like small baby doll, nursing dolls, doctor kit. Like for example, I had a child that I was working with. She's coming to counseling for grief, and so uncle, grandfather, bunch of people died back to back. So she came in, and then we had the doctor kit. So she started playing with that, started playing with the stethoscope and the needle and the bottle. So then she said, oh, my grandpa used to drink, this is like the bottle grandpa used to drink his medicine from. And then, oh, this looks like the thing the doctor used. So then with that, so she started playing, and then just her processing everything that she saw when he was sick. And then as she was playing, then she started talking about how when he took that medicine, he was different. You know what I mean? So after she played with it for a while, so it just kind of like allowed her to express that. And so, and then there's like toy phone, and some of the optional things is like puppets, one aggressive, one gentle, and sometimes one of the things parents get kind of like, oh my gosh, like when they see their kid playing aggressively, and they get a little, why is he doing that? And if she's playing aggressively, it's okay.
Is it?
Absolutely.
She steps on her teddy bear, like on purpose.
And then when she does that, then you say, oh, you wanted to step on that like you really wanted to step on
That bear.
and then she may say, So, and then she does she look upset when she stepped
No.
on the bear? Okay. Does she look happy?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you can just say that. It's like, wow, it looks like it makes you happy to step on the bear.
It's a little
And it
scary.
could be just, and it could be just that. She just
felt like it.
experiencing.
Yeah.
Just the feel of it, like
Yeah.
just feeling it.
Yeah.
Nothing negative. So it's okay for them to have some toys in there that are like aggressive play to get some things out. Maybe she's feeling upset
Or
about
pent up,
something,
yeah.
or pent up
Uh-huh.
aggression and pent
Uh-huh.
up feelings that she may have, and she just needs to
Interesting.
process that out. You know, it's just like you and I, like, you know, sometimes you have frustration and you have things that you need to let out, and it's the
Right.
same thing, you know. Remember, they're just little people,
Yeah.
so they still need to process things. And so you want to have certain toys to allow them to act out aggression, toys for like for creative, emotional expression, and then there's some other optional toys that you may have. So now remember, the toys do not have to be expensive, okay? And just kind of stay, because sometimes people tend to want to get more toys, like, well, they get this looks cute. But, you know, trying to stay with the toys that are recommended, you know, and they don't have to be expensive, or you could pretty much get a lot of that stuff at dollar stores, okay?
Now, do you pick certain toys because of a situation that may be going on, or do you just pick any of the toys? For example, like you were saying, the client that you were seeing with the doctor kit, like, is that something, if you knew there was some kind of hospital situation going on, would you get maybe something that kind of relates, or?
Not in this approach. There are other play therapy approaches where they use specific toys to get the child to deal with specific things. But this just happened to be there because that's part of the toys that we need to have in the playroom. And it just so happened that it was there and she played with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, choosing a place for your session. So sometimes people say, well, I don't have room, I don't have space. So you just need somewhere where you're not gonna have any interruption. Okay? It doesn't have to be a huge place. It could be like in your kitchen, and then you say you have like a sheet or a blanket, and then so you take that blanket and you put it out, and you know that whenever you put that blanket out and you bring out the toys, it's time for your special playtime. Okay? And you wanna try to do it when there's not, like, you know, if you don't have a room that you can go to, so if you have a space that you have to share with other people, you're trying to do it when the other people are not in that space so that you can have that alone time. Some people who don't have a lot of space, they go in their bathroom and they put the blanket in the bathroom, close the door, and you know, they just have that time. Okay? Okay, so let's take a look. So I have a little clip. I'm not keeping y'all too long. So we're gonna take a look at a play session. I think this person on the table is actually doing it in the kitchen. So we'll be done in a few minutes. Can y'all see? Okay.
We're going to sit down on the floor in here and have a special playtime. That's Mommy and Kato.
I think this is as loud as I can get it. So you see how he invites her to participate? He's probably about
How old is this kid?
probably like maybe 2.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to use the pink one? No. Sorry about that.
No, you see how she said you want me to use the pink one? She asked a question. So a different way she could say that instead of asking a question, she could say, well, it sounds like you want me to you want me to color with the pink one.
And he
But
said
that's
no.
still fine, but he would have still said no.
Right.
But it's still okay, but it's just kind of like you want to get in the habit of staying away from asking
Okay, so
a
don't-
question
yeah.
and just making statements.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, that means.
So should you be talking at this time or just kind of letting them do their thing?
Just let them do their thing. And just reflecting, like she should be saying like what he's describing, kind of like what he's doing with the crayon. And if he's not doing anything, so you just be with them.
Mm-hmm.
So then that kind of brings to one of the points, for today. It's called be with attitude.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on your sheet there, and it says your intent and your action, presence, and responses is what's most important and should convey to your child. Like, I'm here, I hear, see you, and I understand, and I care. So you just want to make sure you're present with them. And you see how she kind of got closer to him.
So she like takes an interest,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's not.
Even though it's because I'd be like, okay, what is this kid? And I know, like, you see what he's doing? You don't know how many times I've got onto my
Tearing.
kids for
For
doing
tearing,
that.
yeah. Me too.
It's like, so you just like, inside you going, oh my gosh, you ruined the crayon.
Yeah. Mine feeds it to the dog, and it just drives me insane.
I'm sure the dog does mine.
Yeah, right. But I'm like, no.
They all do it. So she's showing special interest, like. So she should be saying like, you getting that paper, you taking all that paper off of that crayon. You taking all, you take this piece off, then you took this other piece, you taking it all off. So then he would have been interacting
I see.
with her.
Yeah.
And because she just kind of sit there, he just kept filling.
I just think it's like hard for adults because we think our time is so precious,
Mhm.
you know? But
Mhm. So here she should be saying, it's like you're looking for another color, or
Mhm.
To
Then
tear the
if you-
paper off?
Mhm.
I said to tear the paper off too.
he's probably gonna do this thing.
She just seems to be like sitting there though, like
Yeah.
doing nothing.
And then she should be saying, okay, so now you took the whatever color crayon
Yeah.
this is, and now you taking that taking that paper off of that.
Yeah.
Describing what he's doing.
And now, why is that okay for him to do?
Yeah, like
That's what he wants. It's his time. He can do whatever he wants during that time.
So perhaps if you didn't want him to do that, maybe you wouldn't have crayons there?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I guess because you
Okay.
didn't choose.
Yeah. Because she didn't necessarily have to have the crayon on the
Okay.
floor. She could have had the crayons like she could have had a section where she
Yeah.
just
Okay.
have crayon and paper. So when he
Okay.
wants to do art, then he can move to that
Gotcha.
Okay. area. So.
Hmm.
But then by her allowing him to do that, it's a non-judgmental environment for
Mhm.
him. So it's like, it just make him feel safe and secure, that, okay, so I'm just,
But like, I mean, you could set limits, but not a lot.
if it's
so-
destroying, only if there's if it's gonna hurt
Right.
something, like if it's destroying toys,
Uh-huh.
breaking toys.
Right.
I mean, because he can still use the crayon.
can,
He
yeah.
can still use
It's just annoying.
Yeah. See? Then we go, that brings us to my next point.
Yeah.
So then we talk about you can give away which you don't possess. So that talks about how, you know, you can extend patience and acceptance to your child if you can't first offer it to yourself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you see how you like, well, we're so critical of ourselves.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So we're like, we wouldn't just get something and just do something just to be doing it.
No.
Right.
So it's just like, you know, you have to be able to extend that same kind of acceptance. So this is just showing unconditional acceptance. This is what you're doing. This is what you want to do. You're not hurting me.
Right.
You're not hurting yourself. You're not hurting.
There you
So
go.
it's
Yeah.
okay. You're just playing.
Huh.
Which is his natural way of expressing.
It's pretty hard work, but you're doing it.
Perhaps it's just that I love crayons and they're like prized possessions to me. Like I love crayons, so that's like no.
So she could, you know, she's doing good now. She's saying, you know, you work. This is hard work. Like you want to take that paper. You know, you want to take all these pieces off. You know, and then you working really hard and you're doing it all by yourself.
Right.
Now you see how that's giving him encouragement
Mhm.
and giving him, you know, making him feel secure because it's like, hey, I can do this all by myself. So that right there is like building his confidence.
Right.
Another one.
Yeah, now you got another one.
And you're taking it all off.
I think it's hard for us to understand that kind of behavior,
Mhm.
so it's like annoying.
And then who knows? Next time he may just come and after he's taking all the paper off, and then he
My
uses it for the color.
Yeah. But I mean,
Because
like,
he wanted just how he wanted.
so it's like a challenge to him to do
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, but like my daughter would go into the bathroom and pull all the toilet paper off and like
Mhm.
shred it like a dog. Well, I had to get underwear for that,
Mhm.
you know. But we weren't in our special place.
You were not special play. Yeah, and then you know, then you can set the limits and explain to her, you know, this is what the paper towel is, what the
Mhm.
toilet paper is for.
Right.
And this is what we use it for.
Mhm.
So when you do that, then when we need it,
Right.
then
Mhm.
we won't have paper towels.
Exactly.
I mean, or toilet paper
Right.
to make sure that we're clean.
Right.
So if you explain it to her that way, then
Like a learning experience.
it's a learning. Every you have to use every opportunity as a teaching moment.
Okay, see that's interesting because I tend to just be like, why are you doing that? Stop, you know.
And she's like in
what?
her mind, like, I don't know why I'm doing it.
Right.
Yes, because
She
you
doesn't
want
know what
like
it
this.
is.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So that doesn't make
Interesting.
sense to her. Yeah. So, yeah. So another thing, and you can keep watching, but I'll just kind of go over this. But another thing is to remember. So the other rule of thumb is, you know, you can't give away what you don't possess. Again, you gotta spend some. You gotta. You know, when a lot of time when parents start working through this, they start realizing, okay, maybe I have some other things that I need to work with myself. Because first you have to learn to be patient and accepting of yourself before you can convey that to a child. Okay.
So can these same principles work on husbands?
I don't know. It might work. And it also talk about that often, you know, because sometimes you can be hard on yourself as a mom, or you know, and then if you're just new parent or new caregiver, and sometimes you may feel like, okay, I don't have the right resources, I'm not doing this right, you know, failing. So when you're so critical of yourself, then it's hard for you to be, you know, acceptant and patient with someone else. Okay.
We think maybe they're gonna be right there.
Okay, so next time, so what you want to be thinking about for next time is like, even just be thinking about like what you want to, like where you thinking about like where you're gonna want to do your playtime. So like when your nephew come, like where would you want to, you know, set up where you and him can just have that time together, especially when you're going to probably have other family members around. And same thing with your daughter, like where do you want your playtime to be, and when are you, and then if you're going to commit to a time that you're going to do it, so you have to figure out, okay, when am I going to commit?
Do you do it every day?
You do it once a week,
Okay.
30 minutes. So you're going to figure out, okay, maybe our Saturday's better
Right.
for us, where I'm going to just do 30 minutes, and just have time with her, and just also a time where you're going to be able to be there.
Okay.
So go back to the be with attitude.
Yeah.
So you don't want to select a time where okay, I have something else going on or something else coming up where you feel like you're rushing the time. So you want to be thinking about, okay, what's going to be the best day, what's going to be the best time, where in the house do I plan on using? Am I going to do it in her play area? Am I going to do it in a different place?
Right.
And just kind of be thinking about the toys, looking at the toy list and see, okay, what toys do you already have? And even, sometimes there may be some things that you already have and you can pull from their, existing play area and then see, what other toys that you may have to get. Okay? Any questions? Okay. So remember, be present. Okay. They're leading. You're dumb for 30 minutes.
Right.
You don't know what's going on. You're just following their lead. And you're just being present in whatever they're doing. You're showing acceptance. You're being patient. And if you find yourself having a hard time with that, you may have to look at how you are with yourself. How critical you are of yourself, how patient you are with yourself. And once you start to resolve some of those issues with yourself, it'll help you to be able to be more patient and less critical, with the child. All right, so I know I went over our time a little bit, so thank you guys.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.